I'll start and I'll make a little intro.
Go for it.
And then I'll edit out this part. Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I have a guest with me today, my husband, Alex Boersma. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
And today we are coming with some really fun news. We have a bit of an announcement.
We're pregnant.
No, we're not pregnant. And you shouldn't joke about that. We're not pregnant.
No.
It's not possible anymore.
Well, anyway, that's a TMI right there.
Well, you know, we keep it real around here. But we do have some other really fun news. Do you want to share it? Should we share it together? 1, 2, 3. We're moving to BC.
To BC, yeah.
Yes, we are taking a year and moving to Kitsilano in Vancouver, BC with our family for the school year. So we're heading out in August and we will be there for the year. And I thought it would be really fun to tell a little bit of the story of how it came to be, because it was kind of a crazy thing, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit nuts. So I'll start and then you take over. How about that?
You like chopping this up? Or
Well,
is this
no,
like
this is like the good stuff right here. I want you to like say more. You haven't said anything so far.
Guys, I'm hijacking this. We have some fun stuff going on, and Heather and I wanted to share it together, and we're really excited. And I think that one of the things that I'm the most excited about is actually how proud I am of Heather and the results of all her coaching and the things that she's been learning over the last couple of years. And I think even myself too, like just the coaching that we've been doing individually and together. And this is just another sort of fruit of that, I guess, if that's the right way of saying it. So a couple weeks ago, Heather was meeting with one of her coaches, and usually later those days we did debrief together, and I was asking her about that session. And so why don't you tell the people what you and your coach were talking about?
I really don't have the energy to do this anymore.
You were doing so good.
I really don't want to.
Just do it. We were chatting about your coaching session.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was talking with my coach about desire, and she was asking me about what are some of the things I really want in this season. And I actually started talking about travel, and I started crying.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And she was like, whoa, what is that all about? And I was like, well, I think there's this part of me that really misses adventure. Like this last year has just so limited how much adventure we can have. And she was like, well, what would you love to be able to do? Where would you love to go? And I was like, I would really just love to get to the ocean and the mountains. And in fact, I would love to live closer to the ocean and the mountains. It's my dream to be able to wake up and be able to go for a walk on the beach. And she said, well, why don't you just move to the ocean? And I was like, well, we just can't just move. Like, you gotta have a good reason. She was like, well, why isn't it enough that you just want to go? And I was like, yeah, why isn't that enough? Maybe it is enough. Mm-hmm. And so I came home and I just said, hey, what would you think about moving to the ocean? And of course, in Canada, there's only a few options.
There's two. There's an east and there's a west, and they're both rather small in terms of which parts of them you'd want to be in.
Yeah, and you love the big city.
I love the city, yeah.
I love the ocean and mountains, and Vancouver was just an easy option.
What's also been interesting in the last number of years, both of us have been sort of transitioning our businesses to be able to be more and more remote. And then even with COVID, I think for mine in particular, it's allowed me to be remote in a way that I probably couldn't have maybe a year ago, just because everyone is so much more comfortable with Zoom. Mm-hmm. It's so much more productive. You know, when Heather had floated the idea by, I was kind of like, you know what? This is really cool. And we kind of had some criteria where we're like, okay, well, for it to work, we would need like kind of this, and this to line up. And there were things that I kind of at the time was thinking like, it's possible, but I mean, it's probably gonna take us like months to sort that out. I wanted to find a place that was furnished, fully furnished, so that we didn't have to move, because this isn't like we're not selling our house or anything like that. We're still keeping our place. We still have deep roots in Manitoba. We wanted a place that was a house. And we also want to be close to the ocean. So those kind of three things. I called up Heather's cousin, just kind of like, was it like the next day or like a couple days later?
Yeah, I feel like it was a couple days. Like I think we talked about this on like a Thursday or Friday, and then we called him on a Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let's just reach out to him. He knows people.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Because he's like our one of two people, or well, we know a couple people, but like he's
more connected.
Yeah, much more connected there. And so we called him up, and he's like, okay, well, let me see, and I'll keep an eye out. And he's a super like go get him type guy. So I was like, you never know. And then like, was it like the next day, he fires me off an email. And so now this is like 4 days after Heather kind of first floated the idea. And what was interesting too, even in that meeting, when you suggested it, I think both of our hearts just kind of like were like lit up.
Yeah.
The only reason we wouldn't do that is out of a fear or out of a like we shouldn't do this because of whatever. All the shoulds
in life.
Yeah. And not to say it's not like we're sacrificing to go there. Like, of course we are. There's sacrifices with every decision you make.
We had this list, and you only named 3 things, but I felt like there was a lot more things. It was like this certain neighborhood and within this price range, and we wanted enough bedrooms for each of the kids, and maybe even for my parents to come and visit, or Alex's parents to come and visit. So like we had all these criteria, and he sends us this listing on a Thursday, and you showed it to me, and I was like, oh my goodness, Alex, this is the house. Like, this is everything. Like, it was in one of the dream neighborhoods. It had all the extra bedrooms. It had a suite in the basement that visitors could stay in, even down to like a trampoline in the backyard for the kids.
It's crazy.
And 2 blocks from the ocean. Like, you can walk there in the morning and go for a walk on the beach.
And the reason it checked all those boxes is because the family that's renting it to us, they're not like it's not like a business for them. They're not renting it's like their home.
Yeah.
And so
and tell them why. Like,
well, yeah, so that's super cool. It's a couple of professors that are going on sabbatical for a year with their kids, and they wanted to find a family.
The right
family.
I kept saying that.
Yeah. That would basically be able to enjoy their beautiful home, love it, and
be happy there.
Yeah. And like use the trampoline, and they have a kayak that they're like, we want you to use our kayak, and all this stuff. And so when we met, it was just like right away, obviously virtually we met on Zoom.
It was just like a connection.
It was just quick. Yeah.
They felt it too. Like, I talked to Shelly later on the phone, and she was like, I just knew as soon as I met you guys, like, I could trust you with our home, and that you would really enjoy it. And so we got the listing on the Thursday, had the virtual tour on the Saturday, and then we signed the lease on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So it was all like,
it's like the whole thing was like a week and a half. And and so so we're going at the end of August, so like right before school starts, like a week before, and we're gonna be there until kind of early July. Going on a little adventure. I mean, for me, I'll probably be back and forth a little bit, but what's nice is it's so easy to fly between Winnipeg and Vancouver, and certainly the world hopefully is opening up more so.
And even if not, it's really cool that like I think COVID has helped even bring this opportunity to the surface, is because I think otherwise we would have just been traveling more and kind of not thought of it.
Right.
But it's like, okay, if we're stuck in one location, we could actually just change location.
Yeah.
And be stuck somewhere else and not really feeling stuck, because there's so much to explore that we haven't explored there. The island, and there's so many places to hike and ski, and we want to put the kids in ski school. And you grew up in the mountains, and you've always had this dream that the kids would learn how to ski and snowboard. It's just hard to do in Winnipeg.
Manitoba doesn't work.
Yeah, so we'll be able to do that. And we're just super excited, and we wanted to share it with you to just keep you updated, and also to say the dreams in your heart, they matter, and what you want matters, and it's a good enough reason to do something because you want to. That's actually a good enough reason. So
we're really excited. We want to share that with you, and if you know anyone in Winnipeg that's awesome and would want to take care of our beautiful little home for a season, we'd love to connect with them. So if you know anyone, just feel free to DM.
Reach out to me.
And we love you guys, and
that's it.
That's it.
Thanks for hanging out. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We should get Claire to come do this. We'll see you next week.
Bye.